Tuesday is update day, but instead of giving us features, you'll notice that features were actually taken away unless you verify your age today, because I hit no and I wanted to play Minecraft and was immediately not able to see my realm stories. What other features are missing? What does the new Xbox boss think about Minecraft? And what was in our last beta? Well, spoiler, these are the answers. And so, hello, I'm Miguelsfault, and today's Minecraft news video will go more into each of these three things, particularly the beta that seems to have taken away name tag trades. I have some big questions about what is going to be there now, but first we have to go into our very beginning of this video, which is to do with age verification, which seems to be rolling out right now. So now, for some users in some countries, when you load up Minecraft PC, you'll now see this screen. And this is where there's a big green option encouraging you to verify your age. Yoti is their service partner, who you have to consent to giving an image of your face to, and if you do so, it gives you this nice tick and says you've met the required age, and then supposedly it deletes your image afterwards. This allows you to play Minecraft exactly like before, but what happens if you hit no? Well, I can't help but be a contrarian when asked a question like this with a clear leading answer, and I wanted to know exactly what you lose when you hit no, and the answer is when you load up Minecraft, you might not spot anything immediately different. It's the same Minecraft, and if you play solo, it's going to be exactly the same, but interestingly, one of the first things I tried to do was to look at my realm stories, because I wanted to see how long I've been playing my Let's Play World in the last week, and when I hit this stories button here, what happened was, oops, you need permission first, and I had a new message I'd never seen before from Online Safety, saying if I wanted to access realm stories, I'd have to change a setting by going to aka.ms/realm safety. There is a help me fix this button, and then there is try again, but the try again doesn't do anything. So instead, I need to go and help me fix this, but what else exactly is limited? Surprisingly little. I can still go on servers, not just the, the featured creator experience services, but even these featured servers will let me on entirely fine. I can connect to the online experience, which is great. You might worry like, ooh, but isn't Online Safety about preventing this? Nope, you can still go on online servers all you like. That's nice. As you can see, there are still players here, but obviously when it comes to an online server, chat is almost always turned off. So when you want to say hi, oh, actually, it does work just fine. Hello. No one ever responds though. So I believe, because I've never seen a chat message from anyone else ever, that the chat is turned off by default, whether or not you're an adult on these servers. So this doesn't prove anything, right? What happens if we go into someone's game that we're not necessarily close friends with? I get a lot of realm invites from strangers because of the realm review series that I do, and so what happens if I try to join one of these realms from an entire stranger, to my perspective? They know me, but the nature of the parasocial relationship is I have no idea who they are. Well, the answer is a long loading screen. I'll restart Minecraft. I assume something has crashed at this point. Oh, there are no invites. I figured because this setting only show invites from friends wasn't on, I would still be able to receive the invites. But now, either everyone lost interest in realm review over the last couple months. It seems like maybe that's true, but I think what is far more likely is that now I am not able to be invited by strangers to their realms. I have already accepted some realm invites from existing strangers, so, without offense, Neon Skull Seeker, or, is anyone online on any of their realms? Man, shouldn't record these videos on British time, apparently. No one is playing any of the realms that I'm a part of, or can I just not see them? Okay, so whichever one of these two things is true, I think ultimately it results in a scenario where we can say that the only real limitations that you have on your Minecraft, if you don't verify your age, is that you can't see realm stories, a really cool feature. To be clear, if you have a realm, that is a downside, but also the other function is if you do play with strangers, either by them inviting you directly, or by you inviting them, or by you joining their realm, then there is a serious downside. But given that I would say 98%, maybe 99% is more accurate, of Minecraft players don't fit into either of those camps, ultimately not verifying your age isn't that big of a deal. And as to why it is that you lose access to realm stories, which is by far the most useful feature to people who aren't trying to get predated by people much older than them on the internet, or indeed cannot be predated because they, I don't know, like, is an ocelot a predator? Should I be making this joke right now? But what I am instead going to be making the joke of is the fact that this is something that is very confusing, and so I wanted to go into exactly what it is that does change, and so I clicked the link in the Realm Stories. In fact, wait, I clicked this link right here, and you know where it took me? Well, I don't actually have to theorize. I can show you right now. Whoa, look, it's me showing you exactly where it took me. It took me here, where it confirms that my problem is that I have a child account's privacy and safety permissions, which means I can't access Minecraft Realm Stories. If I want to have these things be set up, I'm going to need to allow these settings by going to privacy and online safety. This is a page on the Xbox website that if you're logged in looks like this, where there is a brand new thing at the top, which is my option to verify my age. Minecraft is not asking me my age anymore. If I want to fix this, the only way is to verify my age right here, which takes me to, yeah, look at this, verify my age with Yoti. No, actually, I'm not going to do that. So what continues to happen if I do not? Well, now I can't change any of my settings to do with privacy, which is interesting because obviously I can't share video with people who aren't on my friends list, for example, or I can't see and upload community creations, or others can't see my friends list, which is good because predators can't see my friends list, add my friends, and then try to get in my circle, and then I don't know what else from there. That is very handy, and the same is true for game and app history. In other words, Minecraft is treating me like a child, but that also means I can't change these settings downwards. I can't turn off video for communication, or I can't say no one should see my friends list. I don't want anyone to be able to see who's on my friends or what games I've been playing. These things are now all set to friends, or in this case, friends I choose, and they seem to be unchangeable until I verify that I am an adult. This is, in theory, a good thing if you really believe in, children's safety being more important than all of the other privacy concerns, but I would like to say that there's a weird thing here because you might say like, well, I need to just verify my age using a credit card or ID or my face or whatever, but what's funny is not just the fact that I've owned this Microsoft account for literally over 18 years, but also I have access to a credit card either from, literally a credit card, by the way. So that is either mine or my parents' anyway. And so if my parents willing to give me a credit card to pay for some online service, wouldn't wouldn't they be willing to just use their face to verify my age too? In theory, doesn't this go again? In my opinion, I feel like this is being implemented in an overly restrictive way, specifically to make it seem less popular. Maybe that's just me, but right now, if you don't verify your age, you cannot do a series called Realm Review, and you cannot see what's going on in your stories too. And so there is a serious decision to be made here. I'll let you know in a future video how that goes for me, because ultimately it does seem like that is a big restriction for someone like me. I need more context though, and if you want more context about the world of Minecraft updates, wow, you've come to the right channel, because hello, I'm Miguelsfault. Is this the latest into a video I've done an intro? And I love to cover Minecraft news in an honest and genuine way. And one of the fun things I want to do with this is talk about the brand new head of Xbox. You see, Phil Spencer, the gaming CEO at Microsoft, not to be confused with Phil Spencer that you'll know if you watch British property shows, he is going to be stepping down from Microsoft despite having been with the company since being an intern in 1988, but he's going to be stepping down, and the person replacing him is going to be Asha Sharma, who is currently the president of Microsoft's Core AI product. This is a fascinating change, and obviously one that has many people worried across all sorts of Xbox divisions, because Mojang is a company that has been holding out on AI usage despite having to make claims that they're going to do so at some point. And so if Xbox is being led by someone who is part of AI previously, does this mean that AI slop is going to be taking over games? Well, this seems like a concern on the surface, but the at least initial thoughts look a bit better than that. You see, the brand's new CEO, Asha, just put out this statement saying that gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware, then saying they will break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. Kind of explaining the current Microsoft strategy of no longer being limited to Xbox as a piece of hardware, but instead trying to release on as many platforms as possible, but then following up by saying, third, the future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play, and to meet the moment, they will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what they already have, iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love, but we will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk and monetize. We will build a shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. That is a very important thing because they say that as monetization as AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. This is a massive and essential thing to be hearing right now. Instead of this AI person coming in and saying, yes, we can finally get rid of these pesky humans making the games, or artists or whatever else, instead the move is to not use the current Microsoft IP and just milk and monetize it, but instead to actually lean into the talent they have at Microsoft. And although I would still have to say, let's wait and see what they actually do, the fact that that is what they're saying they're going to do is at least a sign that they know the right direction that is good for players, and we'll have to see if that is matched in the future. But if you've heard people fear-mongering about Xbox, actually, I kind of interestingly take the opposite view. Does this mean that they're going to stop milking their franchises? Like, if we're being honest, I think in some ways they want to milk Minecraft. I'm not going to go that far. I think that they're going to keep all their existing monetization, but hopefully they're not going to triple and quadruple down on even more microtransactions and subscriptions and stuff like that. And that could be a very good thing for the players, particularly in the current economic times. I think it just doesn't make sense to try and quadruple down on rinsing people for money. But that's my personal view on business. Speaking of personal view on business, let's go into the brand new snapshot and beta that have just released. The third part of this video, if you will. So this is something I want to go into because there is a brand new beta preview and snapshot, and since you made it this far in the video, you might want a quick reminder of how these work. So snapshots, just like betas and previews, are opt-in ways to see features that will be part of the next Minecraft update, in this case, Minecraft's first game drop of 2026. This is still an update without an official name, it still has no official release date, and we still don't have the panorama, interestingly. Instead, 26.1 Snapshot 10 came out, and it has some fixes to some textures, as well as a reduction in the size of the head of the following baby mobs, Zombie Husk Drowned, and some slight changes to the Golden Dandelion, but that is kind of it. They fixed some bugs, and it's very simple otherwise. This is a small snapshot because they are gearing up to finish up for release. And so what about the beta and preview? Well, on the surface, it kind of looks the same. It's the same changes they made to the mob head size. It's the same changes with fixing, like holes and textures, and a few other bug fixes, which are very handy. But there were two particularly big examples of things that caught my eye, and I wanted to bring them up because the first is the fact that trimmed armor can now be held and shown correctly by mobs, because let's say you've got a mob that you can't be affording to give, Netherite armor to, but you still want him to be Netherite dressed. Well, you could give him Leverite now, and just like that, he will wear the armor and it will have the trims correctly applied. It's super, super cute on any of the new baby mobs, but it is something they have changed. And the second one is to do with how it is that librarian villagers work. I should do this quite a while away from the baby zombie I just spawned there, because if you have a villager who happens to be a cleric, like this guy should be. Are you cleric yet? Are you gonna... I'll try this again. If you have a villager who happens to be a cleric... Do you need beds for this to work? Oh, it's probably these blocks that are confusing them, right? Anyway, so if you have a villager who happens to be a cleric... No, I need a librarian, not a cleric. I'm stupid. But if you have a villager who happens to previously have been selling name tags, like one of these guys... It's not the cartographer either. If you have a villager who What? Surely they should be attaching to these job sites here. I wonder why that isn't happening. Anyway, if you happen to have one of... There we go. Anyway, if you have a librarian in your Minecraft world, then something fun that you can do is you can trade with them, and right now, their very highest end trade, the thing they reserve for the very top for those who are experienced enough to get to it, is going to be a name tag. This is something that is entirely silly in a drop where name tags become craftable from a single nugget of anything, that can be copper, iron, or gold, plus a single piece of paper, so charging 20 emeralds for this is just ridiculous by anyone's standards, and this is something that is sat unnoticed in Minecraft, but thankfully at the very end of the drop they are deciding to do something with it, and that something is something that's curious. So how exactly have they implemented it? Have they made it so there is no longer a level 5 trade, or have they put a level 5 trade in here that the changelog simply doesn't address? Well, let's find out by taking this exact world into the preview. Oh, here's something fun. The new preview actually has a new panorama. This is something we're expecting to see from the Java snapshot, and we don't ever expect to see it in the Bedrock preview because there's not meant to be a background that's visible. But here is the panorama for the 26.10 drop that still doesn't have a name. But look, it's got the new baby bee and a baby fox, and now we need to go into this brand new world. We'll import it from our regular Minecraft right now, and if we go into this same world, I want to first of all look at that baby zombie with the armor, because it looks as though it means that they fixed a bug that they actually broke in the testing phase of this update. So if we can find the baby zombie again, I'm assuming he's jumped off the edge at this point. But yep, I can't see him, and there are no terrified villagers. Therefore, there's nothing here to prove, but there is something to test, which is this guy. Let's now go, let's spawn another one of these fresh, because he's still going to have his old trades. Let's wait till we get a librarian, which sometimes can take you forever. So, there we go, librarian. And let's look at his brand new trades, which do not include a name tag just yet. It's fun that he's got a book that we can buy immediately. But what gets different as we go through the tiers here? Well, let's sell him some books, apparently. And let's find out how this works. I think that this is a case of the Bedrock changelog missing some stuff. I mean, based on the fact that they're already missing what is going down with the panorama. Maybe there is some more to explore here, but let's sell him a bunch of books and get all the way to level 5. Oh, but that is the max now. So there is no longer a level 5 librarian. Level 4 is the max. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that one, actually. So in theory, this is better because the level 5, the trade was a little silly before, but I think simply removing it is also kind of unsatisfying. But I guess if they didn't have something to put in its place, then what were they going to do? But personally, if they had nothing to put in its place, why not have another enchanted book? This is one of the fun ways to make trading actually viable rather than just continuously resetting librarians. And so yeah, very, very intriguing little change here. It seems as though librarians have changed by even more than the changelog suggested. Oh my god. This is the most chaotic thing I've ever seen. Anyway though, for a brief recap and conclusion, there is now age verification required if you want to play Minecraft Bedrock with people who are not your friends. This is something that is likely to roll out to Java in the near future because it is the exact same account with the same restrictions, but the exact details of that are more or less going to be milder than Bedrock because of the less social features. It is important to note that this is something you'll need to do, but it doesn't affect much of the game yet, unless you're me. Also, there are changes at the top of Microsoft Gaming, but these seem as though they're not directly going to affect Minecraft, or maybe even could do so in a positive way. I like to believe that. And finally, we are clearly at the end of the spring drop. If we are seeing betas and snapshots with such tiny changes and features, this is broadly good news. With regards to the final features of the spring drop, I think that it's a shame that the librarians are changing. To be clear, it will only change in brand new worlds or brand new villages. Your existing villages will stay with the exact same trades they have now, but if you make new ones, I think it's a shame that they just removed the top level trade. Either they could have made a brand new item, okay, to dream slightly smaller, they could have made a brand new cool item, personally I would have loved a lava bucket, not that that makes too much sense, or they could have taken advantage of something they already wrote the code for, because the villager trade rebalance wanted to make it so the only way to get unbreaking was at this top level trade, but what if instead it was just a guarantee that you got unbreaking or mending based on the biome, and instead you could just say that you could still get it at level 1 if you want to do it the old way, or you could guarantee you get it by having the right villager from the right biome. Personally, that would be my sweet spot, and Mojang, if you're listening, please do take that. I would love if you did. But yeah, with that said, if you're wondering why this entire last half of the video came to you from a Void Flat platform, it's because I've been playing Void Super Flat, and you can check out that series right here if you want to watch it back, my current SWAT 22 days, or you can come to Thursday's stream where we'll be playing it live once more. It's been incredibly challenging, if so rewarding, and if we go back just a few minutes in the footage there, you'll notice that there are some brown mushrooms that have grown. I've tested and they do grow very, very slowly, but they will grow at night, which means we can get another one and hopefully therefore get the fermented spider eye for Thursday's stream. But I look forward to seeing you there. I hope you'll enjoy this video because I'll see you next time. Good night or goodbye.